Okay, it's been a while with you, Shana. It's been too much. I think I'm justified to say what I'm about to say for this review. Alright, for one, this will be talking about the second part of the anime. But let's run you back on from the anime. The first season we meet Shana as Yuji has a near-death experience and learns that his soul isn't real, and having an existential crisis, he decides to help the flame jettison. As it goes further, we see them develop a bond as Shana gets used to the world and to Yuji helping her. Besides her love of melon bread, we actually get to see the wrinkles of the relationship grow. Stuff about being loved, giving her strength, and Hagati getting existential dread from Yuji. And nothing about the first video, unless you want to hear about my old Mike and further ends and hangs out with this girl. But after the summer, they go back to school as Yuji gets deja vu and they figure out the unsettling feeling they have with someone from their past, Fredrin showing up. After that, we see the same thing happen. It's September, silly.
Do you remember?
As now, we pretty much have Yuji figuring things out. He's reliving the past and relives it in a dream and goes back to reality. Weak enemies aside, nothing big is happening at this moment. The first episode keeps the status with the love interest for Yuji with Kazumi and Shana, showing a new character and showing Marjorie still being Marjorie. But the dreams keep happening and it keeps getting controlled by others. But as they figure it out, they figure who is doing this. Mayor the Jester. Clussy Fever. Anyways, they admit that it is a dream as they try to wake up Kazumi to get out. Yuji figures that she is inside him. Pause. But it ends with Mayor dying and saying that they can't escape after she wakes up. Anyways, we later keep seeing the shenanigans with Hecate. The stakes are high already, and they continue to come to a conundrum and have to keep an eye on her. Consistent oblige. But we do see someone who's looking to take over the city. Even Yuji senses him, but left to Ubi because of Hecate. But her being pampered, they still have suspicions. Shana thinks into an act. They get Marjorie on the case and finds out that they're not related, but Shana goes on her own way and find out for herself. But she goes and gets interrupted by the guy earlier, and now being a shinobi, gets buried, and him needed power was going to go after either way. The girl, Earl, as Shana wanted to prove it was her, and it wasn't.
That's cap! Totally cap! That means lie!
We at least know that what's going on for now. The trio is sending the hired guns to hurt them, to test them. But this love triangle has more turns into a love triad, as the next episode explores how Shana feels seeing the new girl around her as competition. Like, if going to war and saving him doesn't establish something, then I don't know what is. But I get Shana can be heartless at times, but when you're being jealous over the new girl being touchy because they've lived in a synthesized royal lifestyle, being compared to part 1, at least she wasn't.
Back there. Where did that girl from before disappear to? And those flames on everyone.
Get rid of this one, Alistair.
What do you...
No, we mustn't open a Mistus carelessly.
Yes, that's because you are a thing. You're not human.
No, she wasn't a fish out of water scenario. Anyways, yes, talk about product. So, during the distribution to get the English dub, the VAs was changed from Tabitha St. Germain to Cherima Lanning, while Ri Kunyamiya I know I butchered that. Just don't. Keeps her role in the original version. This is because of Ocean Dub did the original voice acting in English, while Crunchyroll finished the final parts in the movie. Personally, I don't have a problem with the cast. For Shana, you can hear it, how blunt both VAs are, but I personally like the Ocean Dub version. I'm that kind of person. I like Ocean Dub Dragon Ball as well. And after the conversation with Shana and Kazumi goes about seeing the differences, Rink goes out, but he wants Kazumi. By the way, this is a side episode. I'll be blunt, it's an episode about creating tension in the relationship for Kazumi, motion sickness, and be real, but it's a big nothing burger. Look, I'm using this for a catch up. Honestly, and I'm just going to be truthful with you, I don't like these kind of episodes. I get that some people do like them because, you know, the beach episode joke, but if I'm going to be blunt and for real with you, these kind of episodes I really just don't like as a plot-driven story. It just makes stuff feel like it has less importance for it. But after that, we get to a training underway with Yuji and the boys, and they are not wanting to be lackeys anymore. Backstory, basically, what we've seen with Season 1 baddies isn't the start of things, but it's a connotation of conflict. But she takes the kids under her wing and helps them as a kind-hearted soul sacrifice himself to save Marjorie. Oh, damn. With the boys contemplating to train with her. But the side quest, Yuji is casting spells that give Alistair and Shana a shocking flame color. The silver flame is a mysterious flame that we're going to be learning about. And we don't know about now, but we're giving as it is cursed and all the other things involving Marjorie. But it's festival time, baby. Wait a minute. Isn't it a side episode again? No, shut up. This actually has plot import. And Kazumi gets the important role, pack watch for Shana, as she has to play Dorothy. This festival is pretty much a fairy tale festival for this class. So, you know, all those festival things happened with the Romeo and Juliet and like the Yellow Brick Road. Oh, but later on, oh, look at this fun gentleman. Anyway, after the roles, the girls get to know about it's fun to pursue. Just wait, are they getting stalked? And they turn tables? Oh, it's Yuji's dad. But after dinner, he talks to the girls about the guy's perspective as it's because of chemistry that him and her mom can stay. Wait a minute. No, it's his mom are still in love. At the end, we get to learn where he was, and he's in Paris. And whoever they're talking about will get on their hands on Yuji. At least it's a continuation of episode 10. With the festival being set up and all that, but it's not till the second half of the episode. After girly things, and they talk about before bed, and another episode to show the subplot. It's a big nothing burger because of the end. Valamina gives info about the Yuji situation. Valamina discusses about the situation while the two trading and learning his name is Felis, but it was prompt to as her job becomes as the flame haze. But the festival is here and everyone's dressed up. These two treading waters, but only with the autumn festival. While that's happening, Bellamia puts on Marjorie about the situation as the festival winds down. And they have the situation. The votes are happening, and then they took and who gets the place. And before Shana can say anything, by the way, she won. A disaster occurs and the episode ends with Felis showing up. And guess what happens to Yuji? Okay, I didn't expect the silver, but I'll walk with it. But now, because of the big conundrum with Yuji being the same soul as Johan, but Shana protects Yuji and they go into a spa, and the boys investigates with them about what was the silver flame, and look, his love interest dies. It's where Mina and Shana are in a two-way attack Yuji and let him get taken or killed. But defeating both of they get the background on the situation. That the link to Marjorie should be and what she did and what she was thinking in the big picture. With the second half of the episode going about Felis and the engagement link, but ends with Marjorie regrets about what she did. But like the start of the series, go back to normal at least. Tanaka did not know that. Overall, the episode ends with a eerie way. With Kunyumi can, I swear, a swerve. Going on after the events, that they wait for Shana and Marjorie to make jokes about the situation. Needless, nothing happens. They bordered on the agreement not to rip Yuji into shreds. And after this bonding experience with Shana and Kizumi, she admits to tell Yuji that she has feelings for him. Finally! It's finally happening, guys! It's finally happening! We've been waiting all this time! But with the spell, it'll protect him from any chicanery, but basics of the power shifting. But apparently Yuji is harboring more souls. Jesus. They continue with the festival. And talk about the living in the moment, and then it's okay to take a breather from what happens. And look who swerves the first. Felix just pulls with the and Yoha just kills her. Okay, not really, but shows for Yubi. But honestly, I think Shana was in the right with the way that she was treating her at the start. Should have let her. We should have let her. This gets Marjorie aside. It's explained that the creator of the Midnight Lost Child casted from there, but nonetheless knowingly breaks the spell and turns into the group, stabbing and impaling Yuji and sealing the tool back in. And after attempting everyone, Hecate shows up with fake core, and without thinking about it, to destroy Yuji. That what you get from give her an existential crisis. But the plan was to sap out the memories so she can fuel herself. But without the fight being over, and what the fuck, Yuji turns into Johan, and that I can't keep up with this. This shit. But he reverts back, and Shana is on the watch. But with Felix saying that she'll be back, and us knowing the fun has just begun. Hey, this is actually just a correction before we actually go on further. It's not just memories. It's not memories. It's actually just life force. If there's a clip for this episode, there's the clip with Felix giving Kazumi a cross to contact her if she's in need. But this whole episode, just throwing a locator in Yuji now. For now, the big picture is about the city and what can it become. A battleground to warfare and mises. And now the villains are getting ready to use Johan, and Kazumi's having conflict feelings about death and respect. If you like the relationship development, but the Goyo gets caught up with the situation as Ida wants to have a normal life because of how dangerous this life can be, but as the others work to help up with Marjorie and Shana, I mean, it's understandable for what happened to him. This is a work that is immensely impactful onto someone's own self. So if you just decide to dip, I completely understand. Next episodes, it starts with the group training to help Yuji protect himself, and we learn that spells work with the sense of and God, the CGI flame. And Marjorie getting closer to get the silver flame. We get to movement where Shana kind of be submissive, but Yuji finally gets it where he has to get stronger and he can't live his old life. And honestly, I get the overall arc of the movement that he's getting. And something that realizes that is not what you're asking for, it's what's given. How of a juxtaposition both characters have from the first and second part as of now. But afterwards, Yuji's mom being exhausted, they conversate what happened when he leaves, and plus with Kazumi bringing food. Once the following day rolling around, Yuji has a conversation with Kazumi, and it all goes into his face Ace about it that Yuji is coping about the situation. Things are going too fast, but Yuji's getting into the situation where he needs Shotza's help. Yuji is facing Zubri, as he couldn't get the sense of his presence because of Zubri is a Yakuza. LDR, they're agents that can investigate, but are extremely weak. But in a heated situation, Yuji takes their suggestion and walks with Yuji, gets kidnapped. No, let's not say that. Let's say taken hostage. But we figure to see Ida's on a date, and seeing him, he wants help from them. Dreads out the situation aside of for Marjorie and decides to alert them. Finally, they reach the destination and finds out that Zubri is casting it. As Yuji figures that out, plan as they form a beacon around the town to attract more of the Mises to kill them. And he has an escape route because he is multiple of himself. But Yuji decides to stop taking orders and kick ass as he finally gets into the situation, not talking about the copium, and takes action for his problems, with Shana joining them to help them and finding out who is about to attack from the distance and take them out. Before it's over, we happen to see either son of a bitch! Anyways, they get conflicted and continues with them making the beacon, and what happens is that Yuji gets stabbed again. Philomena is being taken to Sapra. By the way, that's the character that is the big conflict of this episode. But we're talking about that as she's doing her best. As Shana said about Sapra, has done damage and to her ability, making it worse over time. Also, Kazumi's here because plot reasons. But with from the assassin, we get an info dump about Zaprath and how he operates and how Shana is doing. Nonetheless, this episode is just one big fat info dump for a showcase about him. Blah blah blah. While the fight goes, Yuji is looking for Shana and the group. As the fight goes on, Philomena goes to light and turns on her. Guys, looks, Shana is back, guys.
And I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking on...
Finally. Now go finish him off. But you can thank Johann. Marjorie's spells also casted to aid in the fight with the information, and that's about to be figured unlimited source of power. They set up to stop him by clearing points to stop the power, and they trap him. You hear that, wait, they changed it. But this plan is all by Yuji, and Shana gives the final blow and ends the battle. With that, it goes back to normal, and Shana stops shutting up.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And even the villains are back. It was the test to see anything that goes down. But after all those things, school seeing how the casting is changing around, Yuji's dad shows up and tells Yuji that he's going to have a little brother. Mom's pregnant. So now he has a reason now not to leave. But as Christmas is rolling around, Shana and Kazumi finally decide to stop with this chicanery and to know who does Yuji really like. And so they both pick a letter and they say to meet him at the festival. And whatever entrance he goes with, that's who he loves. If only we knew. The Hecate is here, and Hecate is going to take Yuji. Yeah, they're back for the last part, guys. But pretty much what happens now is that Yuji gets captured and the Midnight Lost Child is taken. As it's taken, now Marjorie, Shana, Philomena, and Kazumi is now there to stop them. But the biggest situation that does occur is why they need the Midnight Lost Child. It was for this machine. This night is going to be fueled by the Midnight Lost Child, so it cannot be stopped. But now it goes into this situation as both parties are now fighting for it. As Philomena and Shana are fighting the big two, they're attacking, but yet they're not attacking them because they want to protect it more than having them be killed. As Yuji, on the other hand, he's inside looking for it. Looking for the Midnight Lost Child. And the biggest thing that does happen is that Shana does get an opportunity to get in and help Yuji aid inside. But the biggest thing with certainly is that they actually meet the big machine. As they meet the big machine, they create a strategy where time is ticking, they have to do it fast, so Shana is going to be doing the main of the work. By the way, Yuji's fading away. But Yuji somehow gets the final hit and he retrieves the Midnight Lost Child. As he retrieves the Midnight Lost Child, the episodes ends with Hecate just escaping and them escaping again. And at least we're getting a happy little Christmas. Okay, what do I think of this from what I said earlier on, saying that I am justified in what I'm about to say? I think, personally, this has to be one of the biggest downturn that I've seen in a show, where, honestly, I think it would have did great if... how do I say it without sounding like a brat? It should have stayed in the course that it was going in and slowly build it, instead of going with these side plots like this. It just felt scatterbrained, if anything. Like, I don't understand about all of this. Why was Phyllis in the... why was she in the intro when she really didn't have any impact on it, but her husband did? Like, what the hell? That's what I don't understand. Like, I think this could have literally just been not even 12 episodes. This could have been 10. This could have been 10, and it could have literally just had the whole story revolve around the idea of you know, how malice people can get, and how, you know, how people can have such a dread from having the fights. But no, they decide to world build, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying world building isn't bad, but I am saying that when it's just like this is not done correctly. You're just sprinkling on it when you're not giving us enough information about it. It's like if I decided that I wanted to just do this, and without telling you about the whole plot, I give you it in sprinkles just to give you little context. It wouldn't work because you have to be invested into it. I got invested into the first part because I actually was interested on how much of a fish out of water scenario it will go into. And I get it that now you can't really do that again, but you really could have done this better. Why is this still being a love triangle when we literally know that Shana was about to declare that she liked him? And I get it, that it's a drama. You have to continue on. You can't reel them in. It's like in wrestling. Sometimes it'll be the perfect time for this wrestler to get the belt, but you know what? You gotta let it cook a little bit longer so we can all get what we want. But honestly, like, this doesn't work, in my opinion. Sometimes. Like, I'm not mad at the ending. The ending was good. It's everything in between. It's a big... It's like a loaf of bread that's giant, but then when you take a bite, it's all air. It's a Lay's chips bag. That's what it is. It's just annoying to me. Like, missed potential's all I gotta say. I hope that the third one brings this all back together, because if it doesn't, a whole big nothing burger. Hey, it's me, Jarf. I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. I know I can totally be uploading better, but life has been hectic for me, but you know, I try to find some time that I can do this for y'all, but I understand that I could have did this way better, and I could have did the other big project way quicker. But honestly, I think the biggest thing that happens to me, especially with this stuff, is that it doesn't hurt, but it's more convoluted, that I kind of don't want to get myself so burnt out where I just lose interest of doing it. I would rather just start doing this didn't get like a project or two done and then do something else. I know that I know the first upload was all the way back in September, but I think overall it's perfectly fine with this. If you like it, please give it a like. If you dislike it, you dislike it. Give me a comment to at least, give me more engagement. If you don't like using YouTube, there's also Rumble. I also post my stuff on Rumble over there. If you want to watch my content over there, I do have other stuff that I did upload that is pretty much, I'm being real with you. I use like so much footage and I didn't use it properly. But overall, if you like the video, do your thing. I hope you have a good time. Goodbye.